my name is Elijah, and let's get started, I guess. So, first off, a little bit about me. As you can probably tell from my accent, I'm from England. I'm from London. And what I do is educate our users about online safety. So, safety first. That's kind of the message I always make sure I take out. And essentially, I do a lot of speaking to wonderful young people like yourselves. I really make it a point of contention to always go forth and speak to young people and just get your views, but also to educate you about online safety. So, without further ado, let's talk about the wonders of the internet. The internet. It's very, very fantastic. It's a lovely opportunity to share and create lots and lots of wonderful things, particularly for a Brit like myself who came to Ireland and had to figure out what exactly the crack is. So, using a fantastic YouTube creator named Claire, who actually explained via a lovely video what the crack is. Also, the internet is fantastic for sharing little bits about yourself, information about yourself. For instance, when the barista at Starbucks misspells your name, you get an opportunity to post it online. I don't know how Elijah sounds like Elijah, but in either case, posted that up and got 53 likes. Just saying. Hashtag just saying. But the reality of the situation is, no matter how wonderful the internet is, and no matter how much of a beautiful platform it is to create wonderful things and share fantastic experiences, there are some people who abuse those possibilities. And I just wanted to take a little bit of a second to just have a chat about why it's important to not post inappropriate content online, to not troll your friends, to not say really mean and abusive things to your friends. Basically, I want you to think about two things. One, you're young, you're amazing, you've got the rest of your life ahead of you, you've got fantastic opportunities. You have opportunities to go to college, you have opportunities to go and join new jobs and study abroad and do amazing things. Things that are getting slimmer in terms of possibilities for older people like myself. But you don't want your legacy, you don't want your online legacy to be negative. You don't want prospective employers to look at your social profile and see that you're being very mean, to see that you're trolling other people, to see that you're posting inappropriate pictures. So that's one thing to bear in mind. The second thing to bear in mind is even though there is a scalability issue for the internet, you might be speaking to someone who is millions of miles away, you just have to take 1 second to understand that they are people just like yourself. Even though you don't see whoever you might be potentially being mean to, they're still people just like you. So always take that second to think before you post. Just because the person you might be saying something mean to might be a mother or a father or a brother or a sister, and you all have siblings, or most of you have siblings, and you all have parents, and you wouldn't want people to say nasty things about them. So when it comes to being a good digital citizen, we have worked very closely with some YouTube creators, and they've done some fantastic things on their own. So we have, as an example, Girl Love Challenge by Superwoman, who's a YouTube creator in the United States who just posted lots of messages of love out to all of her female fans. She noticed that there was a tendency for young women to be nasty to each other online, and she wanted that to be cut out. So she just created a video celebrating girl love, celebrating things that are fantastic about young women and young women coming together and supporting each other. And it racked up over around 1.6 million views. So that's absolutely fantastic. And that's one thing I would encourage all of you to do, to be creators, to go out there and create fantastic, positive messages that you can share with your friends and family. But on the flip side, if you also see someone acting in a way that is not appropriate, or you see some content that you think is not great, please do report it. Report it via the tools on whichever online platform you're using, report it to a parent, report it to a teacher, just so that that kind of behavior can be cut out. And when we talk about true digital heroes, there are other people with bigger platforms and more popular platforms that are using technology to spread the message about being great online. So you can see Barack Obama with the It Gets Better message, which was a message out to young people in the LGBT community. Yesterday was National Coming Out Day, so these are really great opportunities to spread positive messages. There is a YouTube creator called Abdullah X who demystifies any sort of bad things you might hear about the religion of Islam or any promotional things about extremism. He demystifies them and he lets you know the truth behind all of the things you might be hearing. That's fantastic. And we were very proud as Google to have the Dalai Lama join Google Plus and use it to have a hangout with Desmond Tutu. So those are really, really fantastic opportunities. So just a couple of tips before I leave about staying safe online. Please think before you share. The internet is a fantastic place for sharing, but just know that once you put something on there, you might not be able to take it back so easily. So please think before you share. Keep your information private. There are lots of things about you that you would love to share with your friends, and that's understandable because you're all amazing young men and women, but there's some things that you would want to keep private to yourself. So it's really important that you keep this information safe and private. Also, check your sources. Just because something's on the internet doesn't necessarily mean it is true. So just make sure whenever you're using the internet to create an argument or to create a point of view, or if you're doing what I usually do, which is go on Wikipedia to find information about anything, just make sure that the sources are correct and the sources are true. And most importantly, just respect each other. You never know who might end up being your boss one day, or your colleague one day, or even your partner one day. So generally, just make sure that you respect each other and just create positive vibes. Last but not least, ask for help. If you are online and you come across something you don't know, you don't understand, feel free to ask for help. That's what parents are there for, that's what teachers are there for, and that is what Google is there for. So if you're using any one of our products and you get lost, you don't understand what to do, you've seen a situation you don't necessarily know how to react, please ask us for help on our help site. And I don't think we have time for questions, but I'll be hanging around later on, so please feel free to ask me any questions. Otherwise, this will just be awkward because I've just been talking at you. So I would really love to get some feedback. And if there's anything you see, let us know. Thank you so much.